As we told you at the top of the hour, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a peace deal that could bring an end to their devastating two-year war. Under the agreement, the remaining Israeli hostages in Gaza will be released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. President Trump said today that a swap could happen by early next week. The war, which began with Hamas's deadly attack on Israel on October 7, 2023, has sparked worldwide protests. Israel has been accused of genocide against Palestine. Israel has denied those accusations.
And we are joined now this afternoon by Dr. Micheline Ishai. Thank you so much for being here, especially we have a lot of questions. You are from the University of Denver. You've been on the show before. You always provide clarity. So we want to get to your expertise on this ceasefire. So first and foremost, do you think that it will even go through? Because we've been here before.
We've been here before, but I think this is a momentous time.
Good.
The level of pressure that both the Israeli government and Hamas has been experiencing on the side of Hamas with the Qatari, the Turks and the Egyptians, and on the Israeli side, certainly the American administration is such that it seems that we are going for a turning point 2 years and 2 days after October 7. So that is actually, you know, both in Gaza and Israel, people have just welcomed the announcements with enormous level of joy. Would it hold? This is your questions. There is a lot of chance that it will. We know that there is a board of peace that is chaired by Trump, but also by the former British Prime Minister, Tony Blair, and he's pretty much experienced in the regions for 10 years. He has been experienced, and he will oversee the management of the day after the exchange between the hostages and the Palestinian prisoners.
So if this holds up, let's kind of walk through what this looks like, right? President Trump even saying today that there could be hostages released as early as next week. Then what happens next? What does this look like step by step, do you think?
Well, they talk about a first phase. The original plan of Trump was to be just a wholesale plan. And part of the first phase was just part of the negotiation in Cairo. And the idea is to just get the release of hostages, 40 of them, 20 hostages that are believed to be alive and the others dead. And in exchange, there will be 1,915 Palestinians, 250 who have actually served life term, who will be exchanged. So that will be really the first phase. The second will be the demilitarization of Hamas, the surrendering of the weapons, and Israel's moving sort of close to agreed upon lines. And so, and that points then the mechanism, that body that will be chaired and by Prime Minister Tony Blair. So how does it look like? Well, as soon as that happens, there will need to be a continuous pressure on both sides to hold the second phase. There's not exactly a second phase, but a second phase. And then there are sticky points, you know, because is Hamas going to surrender all its weapons? Is it going to accept the fact that the whole Gaza needs to be demilitarized? Will the Israeli move to the, you know, away from the enclaves and toward the lines that they are announced that they will be doing? So there is a lot of open question. Is the Palestinian governance, what will be its composition? Would it be members of Hamas? The Israelis said no. Would it be members of the PA? The Israelis said no. Would it be a combination? There will be further negotiation at that point, which creates some level of vulnerability. And so the question, to what extent are the third parties going to keep putting the pressure needed in order to move to those other phases? Yeah,
I would imagine there needs to be a lot of global pressure. And right now there is. Let's say moving forward that continues to be, they're held accountable. Do you ever see some sort of lasting peace, some sort of two-state solution in the future or near future for both Israel and Palestine?
Well, it's been an ideal since the Oslo Accord of 1992, and it was derailed. Now we're in a situation where we have an Abraham Accord, a region that wants to see something happen, not just Palestinian governance, but some form of self-determination for the Palestinians. And so there is more good political will in light of 2 years and 2 days of war devastations that every side have experienced. So there is will, It's a turning point. The question is whether people are going to seize it and make sure that Israel does not fail to turn this time.
Well, I think there's so many more important things to talk about before you go, though. I am curious, and I think a lot of people are, how much credit should be given to President Trump for this?
Well, he should be getting credit. He should, definitely. I mean, it just suggests to what extent the American administrations have the capacity to move the peace process forward. I mean, some people said, why didn't that happen a year ago? Why didn't it even happen in January? So there is a mixture now of optimists and a lot of why not earlier? Why didn't that happen earlier? So he did succeed. His team, not just him, his son-in-law, Kushner's, Witkoff, and the Arab, the Qatari, the Saudi, now certainly the Turks and the Egyptians were able to put certain level of pressures for that administrations also to move forward. So yes, he does deserve the credit.
Okay, all right, Dr. Micheline Ishai, thank you.